Welcome back. Today I'm going to try to solve some more puzzles on chess.com. And because I think I got so much out of the last couple of times that I did custom puzzles, I'm going to do that again where I can set my own rating range, and I'm going to start with the 100 to 400 range and work my way up. And I think what I did last time worked the best, where I did 3 puzzles at each rating range and worked my way up. I failed a couple in the last one, once I got to around the 1200 range, something like that. If you're new to my channel, I'm not a titled player or a chess coach. I'm just a random person trying to get better at chess, and solving puzzles is one of the ways that I do that. If you have a free account on chess.com, I'm pretty sure this counts against your daily allotment of puzzles, but I have a paid account, so I should have an unlimited number of puzzles. I'm going to click start and see what we get. All right, this is not a checkmate in one, but it should be fairly easy because of the rating range that we're in. Did my opponent just hang a piece? I can take the rook. Let's see, what else do they have? I don't have a checkmate or anything, right? They didn't hang the queen, but if I take the rook and they take back, I would get the other rook too, and they can't checkmate me because my queen is covering that square. So I think I should just take the rook. That's what it looks like to me, and that's what I'm going to try. That was it. So the second one I'm pretty sure has to be correct as well. And one reason I'm going back and working these lower rated puzzles is because as I got my puzzle rating up above 2000, I started seeing just complex puzzles. But these puzzles contain the tactics that I'm often seeing in my games and that I'm missing sometimes, so that's why I'm working on them. What do we have? Do we have a checkmate? I think we have a checkmate in 2. They'll have to block with the rook, and then I'll take it. Okay, that was a mate in 2. It says there was something pinned. What was pinned? I don't think anything was pinned. But okay, next. Why isn't that checkmate? I think it is, because I'm not in check. Okay, that was a mate in 1, and it was a battery. But again, pin. What was pinned? I don't think anything was pinned. Okay, it used to be passed pawns. In the past, we've seen a lot of puzzles with the passed pawn theme, that there were no passed pawns in the puzzle, or if there was a passed pawn, it wasn't relevant. Now I'm seeing pin. So somebody's going through these puzzles and adding incorrect themes. Don't do that. Okay, that was 3. I'm going to raise the custom puzzle rating to 400 to 600, I think. And we will just go, from here on out, we'll go 200 at a time. Right. That's checkmate. Pretty sure nothing's covering that square. Okay, there was no theme here. Well, let's change it to mate in 1. There we go. I helped out. I did a good deed. Let's see. Ooh, I do have some checks, but I don't know that any of them are good. My bishop's hanging. Should I take that knight? If I do take the knight, my opponent can't mate me. They could take back, but then I'm pretty sure that's check. Wouldn't be mate, though. Yeah, actually, no, the king could go there. All right. I'm not sure, but I feel like I want to move this bishop because I don't want to lose it. What else can I do? I mean, I could threaten the rook, but it makes more sense to me to capture this because I assume they'll capture back and then I'll check. But that does give them an out. They wouldn't be able to come over here because of my other rook. And of course, the rook I just took the knight with is covering those, and my light squared bishop would be covering there. But so the king escapes to b7, and then I could go forward to c7 and check again. But then the king has several options after that, and I'm just getting a pawn out of it. So I'm not sure. Is it to sacrifice the rook? Because in that case, that doesn't work out as well. But otherwise, the bishop's trapped, right? It can be taken any of those ways. So I think I should just take the knight with it. Oh, it stopped. It stopped there. Wow. Okay. Well, that one made me think because it looked almost like I'm just winning a pawn, and that's not mate. I want to look at the analysis board here and see what the evaluation of the position at the end of this puzzle is. Okay, that was obviously a blunder on their part. Oh, it does say I have a mating sequence if I take that thing, which I did. Oh, and their best move is not to take back. Let's assume that they would, because we're going to be playing humans. I don't think a human that I'm playing is going to play bishop to d3 at this point, or bishop to c4. That's their 2 best moves according to the engine. I think any human I play is going to take this. And okay, so I was right. Why didn't the puzzle continue? Usually the reason a puzzle doesn't continue is because my next move has multiple choices, but here there's only one clear choice. I think it should have taken, and I would have continued here. Maybe it's the next move where I have multiple choices. I said b7 earlier, didn't I? Okay, well that was b2. So the king would go there. That's the only legal move. Okay, now here I would have multiple choices. Rook to c2 is the best move, and that's what I said I would probably play because the bishop protects there. Now they have 2 moves, b1 or b3. their best move is b3 because if they go down there to b1, oh, I was going to go here, but the engine says I would go down there. Maybe either one would be mate. So they would come up here, and then I would play rook to b6, which is a mate in 5. I'm trying to follow this out. Okay, they can block with the bishop, and I would immediately take it, or they can go up in here. Now it starts getting tricky. To continue this, the fastest mate, I have to bring this bishop down. I assume it's going to take this pawn? No. Oh, it could, or it could block with the bishop. If it blocked with the bishop, it says I would take with the rook. But let's say the king took this pawn. Then I would have to play my c rook over to b2, not checking this time to continue. The only thing that continues my mating sequence. Yeah, see, I'm glad I made the right decision, but I think I'm not going to keep going because I think in a game I might have lost that thread by now, and I would be up +1 or +2 at this point, or sorry, -1 or -2. But I think I would have lost the thread of that mating sequence. All right, I have one more to do at this level. Let's do it. I hesitated just for a little bit here because, I mean, I looked for checks first, which there's no good checks, but then, wait, that's a check. They just hung their queen with a check. That's got to be the best move, right? I mean, I know that they're going to try for this fork, but they can't do the fork just yet because they're going to be in check. And then they'll have to bring the bishop back to block, I think. And then that will be mate. Oh, it just stopped there. Okay. I'm going to add the theme of hanging piece because the queen was just hanging. But I'm pretty sure, aren't we at a mate in 2 here? A mate in 3 maybe because they can block with the knight first and I would take. And then I think they have to block with the bishop. Let's just check. Oh, they had a mate in 3 if only they would have gone here. But they didn't. They did that instead, which gives me a mate in 3. Okay, I did that. Yeah, they have to block with the knight first. That's what I thought. Why didn't he keep going? They only have 2 legal moves and this delays mate the longest. Oh, it's because I have 2 ways to continue that sequence. Okay, that's why it didn't keep going. All right, because there they would have to block and then, all right, that's what I thought. That was 3 at that level. Let's go to the next level. Let's say 600 to 800, and we'll do 3 at this level as well. I'm playing with the black pieces. I can check 2 different ways with this bishop, but down there the king would take it, and over here I think the rook would take it. I can check with the pawn, which seems like the best idea to me. And I've been learning in some of my game analyses recently that having a pawn on the 3rd rank or 6th ranked, if you're playing from the other side, when it's that close, you have to focus more on it than you otherwise would. They haven't made the correct effort to stop this pawn. So I'm thinking I should push it. That's a check, which means they can't check me or do whatever other things they were going to do to my pieces down here. It also means they can't promote. That's another thing that's going on here that I just now realized. They have a pawn that's about to promote. If I check, they'll have 2 legal moves. No, 3. They'll have 3 legal moves. They can't take it because my rook's protecting. Okay, if they get in front of it, I think I can check over here with this bishop and they'll have to get out from in front of it and then I'll promote with check. If they come over here to either one of those 2 squares, F2 or G1, then I think I would promote, which would be a check. But I still have to watch out for this guy down here, which is currently defended and the promotion square is defended. But I'm pretty sure it's pushing the pawn. I don't see anything else. Like I said, the 2 bishop checks are bad. And if I do something that's not check, well, like if I take this rook, they're gonna capture with promotion. If I don't take the rook or check, I'm pretty sure they're gonna promote, and I'll have to take their queen, and they'll take my rook, and I'll be way down on material. So I'm gonna move the pawn. Oh, and they did get in front of it. Okay, then I'm pretty sure it has to be this check, which forces them out, and then I will promote. Nothing else makes sense, right? Oh, well, then I'm pretty sure I have to take it, which gives them another way out. But then again, I promote with check. Yeah, still nothing else makes sense. Okay, no theme on that one either. What is the deal here? Let's call the theme on this one promotion and passed pawn. I'm going to put passed pawn as the theme there because that was a passed pawn and they have one too. Next. All right, we are going to look for checks first. I have a check here, which I think just wins this bishop. Obviously, they can block that check multiple ways. I mean, I suppose they could block it with that pawn, but I don't think that they will. But they can't block the check and defend this bishop. So I think, yeah, because there's no knight here. If they still had the queen's knight, they could put the knight on c6, which would both block the check and defend the bishop. But that knight is gone. I don't know where it went, but it left. It's not on the board anymore. Okay, a fork double attack. That sounds right. And one more at this level. They have attacked my bishop do I have checks? Let's see. I mean, that's a check, but then they just take my queen. So that's bad. That's not a check. What else is going on here? I do notice that my queen is in a pretty tenuous spot because of their bishops cutting off so many squares over here, but I'm pretty sure I should take that. I think they'll take back with their bishop. Oh, but then I would win their bishop too because I'm protected by the rook, and then we'll have a queen trade, but I'll end up a piece ahead, I think. Okay. Oh, it's still going. Well, I should take that too then. Pretty sure. Okay, and now we're in an end game almost, basically, but I have an extra piece. They just, I guess, did that as their last gasp to damage my pawn structure. I am going to have to be careful in this end game because of this, but I assume that whatever piece they move next, I would move my bishop out, which would block their path to the back rank, and I have a rook back here. Okay, that was 3 at that level. Let's go back and get some more. That's the wrong tab. Let's see, custom puzzles. 800 to 1,000, and then we'll do 3 and then move up. I think this one is cut and dried, isn't it? That's a check. The only legal move is to move over. Then I check again, and then their only legal move is to take, and then I come back with my rook, and that's mate. Yes. Okay. That's one of those that I got from the Bobby Fischer Teaches Chess books. Almost all of the checkmates were on the back rank. The theme was doubled rook. Well, why wasn't the theme mate in 3 plus? Let's see, mate in 3 plus. There we go. This is another one exactly like it, except on the other side. Their king has to move over, and then I check. They have to take it with the rook, and then that's mate because I'm not in check. So right here, and then there, and there. Exactly the same. That was 1, 2, 3. Yeah, mate in 3 plus. I'm also going to add the theme back rank. Okay, let's do another one. Oh, they have attacked my queen, which I could capture, and they could capture back, and then I would have a check. Actually, I have a check now. Let's see, can they block that check? They could put the knight there, but then I would just take it. So probably what they would move over, and that's mate. I don't think I trade queens here. That's why we look for checks first. I mean, I obviously have other checks as well, but I think all of those are not good. And that's not a check. Yeah, this they have, I'm pretty sure only 2 legal moves. Block with the knight or move the king out of check. And if they block with the knight, I take it, and then they have to move out of check. And I'm pretty sure that's checkmate. Okay, oh, mate in 2? All right, it should have been mate in 3 because they couldn't block with the knight. Never mind, because their knight was pinned. Oh, and that was 3 at that level already? That level seemed easier than the other levels. 1,000 to 1,200. Click the start button, and I think I have time to go ahead and do one more level above this, unless I just get battered here, but we'll find out. Let's click start. I am playing with the black pieces. I do have a check, and I think that's the move. That's the only check that I have. That would leave them 2 legal moves, and I'm pretty sure either way that I would have a mate right there on G2, right? They don't have any other legal moves. That's checkmate. All right, mate in 2. Next puzzle. Again, playing with the black pieces. Do I have checks? I do have a check. That's not a good check, I think, because they would capture my queen, and I don't think I would have a good follow-up to that. I mean, if they took with the queen, I would take back, but they don't even have to take with the queen, right? They can take with the pawn. So I don't think that's great. And now my knight is pinned. Oh, wait, what if I take their queen? Let's move on from checks to captures. If I take their queen and they take mine, then I'll take their rook too. But if I take their queen and they don't take mine, then I'll just move it someplace. Like there. It's got to be that, right? Whoops, the knights don't go quite that far. But I'm pretty sure it's knight captures on G4 because this isn't an absolute pin. It's a relative pin. That was something I learned since I've started this channel is it's not just a pin. It's either an absolute pin like this pawn, because that would be a check. So it would actually be against the rules for me to move this pawn. I can move the knight, so that's a relative pin. And I'm pretty sure that's the answer here. Because I get their queen, and then they have the choice of taking back that knight or taking my queen. I'm pretty sure they will take my queen, but then I get the rook too. Oh, they did take my queen. All right. Pin, hanging piece. Okay, that works. Let's do one more at this level. So far, I haven't encountered anything quite as difficult as I did the last 2 times, but we still have a few to go. Okay, and this time I'm playing with the white pieces. I do have couple of different checks. I think those are the only 2 checks. They were in check here and they just moved out. Okay, so should I follow this way, which would force them, or they can't go there because of my bishop. Okay, so they would have to go here, and then I would come back, and they would have to move up one, and then I would take their pawn, and then they would have to come out here, and then I could check them. Oh, wow, okay, but this check's bad, right? Because they'll just take it. So I don't think that's good. What else do I have? But yeah, my bishop and queen would cut off all of these squares, and their own pieces are cutting off those. So that leaves them one legal move. If I check on b8. Oh, no. I wouldn't come over here and check after that. I would just take the pawn immediately. Wow, I almost didn't see that. I didn't see that the first time. I would take here immediately. So my queen would be cutting off all of this, and my bishop's cutting off that, and my pawn's cutting off that. So yeah, if I take the pawn immediately, then so this is a mate in two. Pretty sure. Okay. Ooh, yeah, I almost missed that because instead of seeing that first, I saw the other one. Okay, well, that's why you evaluate all the checks. Let's raise this one more time, 1200 to 1400. And do 3 at this level as well. In case I forgot to put the graphic at the beginning of the video, all the links to these puzzles will be in the description in case you want to work them yourselves. Okay, I am playing with the black pieces. I do have a check. I have this check as well. I have this check also. I mean, this one seems like the best first one because if I check with my queen first, they could take back, and then when I check, they have a way out. But if I take with my bishop first and they take and I check, they don't have a way out because that's mate. It also looks like they're about to checkmate me. No, that's not quite checkmate yet, but they're getting close. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it has to be this. If I check with the bishop first, they have to take. Then I check with the queen. Nothing of theirs is guarding that square. They have to move, and that's mate. Okay. No theme. I'm going to call that one mate in 3. 2 more. Fingers crossed. I have a check, and I have this check. But I'm pretty sure if I check with the queen on d1, they'll take my queen, and then it's over. If I check here, they can block, but then I can check here. With my queen on d4, they'd have to move out of the way, and then I would take with the rook, and that's mate. That's what I'm going with. And yeah, then I'm pretty sure it has to be this, because the only legal move at that point would be to move back, and then this is mate. Definitely easier this time than last time I went through these. Next, one more. And then I'm going to stop. And maybe next time I won't start at 100. Maybe next time I'll start at 400, so I'll end up a little higher. They have attacked my queen. I see that. That seems bad. But I have a check that it's protected by the bishop. I also have this check, but no, let's not do that. I have this check with the knight because the pawn is pinned, but they could take the knight and then I would take back. The pawn would still be pinned, but that would just be an even trade. This way I get a pawn. They have to get out of check and they only have 2 choices. If they went back there to the corner, I would follow with mate. So I assume that after I checked on g3, they would move to f1. And then I guess I would check over here on h3. And they would have to block with the rook or keep running. And if they blocked with the rook, not sure what I would do then, but I'm pretty sure I take the pawn. Yeah, I don't see an obvious follow-up to this, but it does look like I just have to check there on g3. I wouldn't take it. I have to take it first, I think. Okay, it did go down there, so now I don't know what to do. I'm pretty sure it's not taking the rook. Pretty sure it's not taking that pawn one way or the other because they would just take. Let's see, what if I took with my rook? Wait, what if I took with my rook? My queen's cutting off these. If I took with my rook, they would only have 2 choices. Take with the bishop or move the king out. If they moved the king out, I could follow with my queen. They would have to move again. Oh, I don't know. Okay, but what if they took, what I was thinking was if they took with the bishop, which is what I think they would do, then I would take with my queen, I mean, they would have to move over. Then I could check here. If they took, I would win their rook. Or should I just check over here? If I check here, they block with the rook. Then what? Check down there, they can block with the rook again. Actually, you know what? They could block with the queen. So maybe it is this. If the puzzle's still going. Okay, I finally got a hard one. And I knew it would be difficult if it kept going after they got to f1. Nothing else looks good. I'm going to play queen to h3 check. If that's wrong, we'll find out why. It was wrong. There was something else, and I'm just going to guess it was taking this, but I didn't see the advantage of it. Let's see if that's what it was. Was it taking here? It was. Interesting. And then I said I would check here and I would win the rook. Oh, no, it stops there. What? That's why I didn't do it, because I couldn't see a continuation. Interesting. Okay. I'm switching to the analysis board. It does look like it all shows up there. This was an actual game between Sam Copeland and A. Kasdan in the 2016 U.S. Chess Masters in Greensboro. I don't know if that means that the puzzles that don't list it don't actually come from games, because a lot of these puzzles, when you go to the analysis board, it doesn't actually list who was playing it or what game it was. But so I'm assuming a lot of these puzzles are just made up. So I'm guessing A. Kasdan is the one who blundered this, and then Sam Copeland, playing with the black pieces, played here. And the king went to f1, which we knew was their best move. And I don't know if this is just the solution to the position found in that game, or if Sam Copeland actually found this move. I debated between these two. I could not decide on it. There was no continuation after this that was obvious. They took here, I take here. The king basically has to go here. Oh, it says if they had blocked with the queen. That was another thing I was worried about. It says if they had done that, I would have had it made in 6 by going down there, because it says the king would have come out. But why? Why wouldn't the queen have just blocked? Oh, because I could have checked with the rook. Then the king would have to come out anyway, and then I would, no, but then the rook would be protecting the queen. Yeah, I don't understand that. Oh, I guess when the rook blocked and the king came out, then the queen could come back here and check, and then the king would have to go over, maybe. But yeah, so here, the king went over, and this was the end of the puzzle. And it definitely says rook taking. Okay, so I figured the rook would have taken, and it would not have been my best move to take it. But so in a game, I actually would have taken it. I only would have been up -3 here. But best would have been this, and I don't know if that's what Mr. Copeland played or not. Now they have to come up here, and so I would check queen to h2 check or queen to h6 check. I don't know what queen to h6 check would do. And it says either way, I'm going to check again on h1. Okay, so watch this. Queen to h2, king to d1, and it says my best move by far is to check on h1. And if I take here, now I'm only up -1. Okay, so I check here. King goes to d2. My best move. Oh, okay, now it's saying my best move is rook to f8. It's no longer saying one of these two checks, because that's a repetition. We already did one repetition, and Stockfish says that was best, but it's not. It's clearly not, even though it's still listed up there. Both of those moves are still -5. Okay, so watch this. If I play this, guess what they're going to do? And it says queen to h1 is my best move by far, but that is a draw by repetition. This is why you can't always trust Stockfish. Definitely cannot always trust Stockfish. I don't know if there's a way to report a puzzle or something. Not that I want to, but I was just curious about it. It popped into my head because the ending of this says that I'm up -5, but it depends on a repetition to be -5, unless I think to move the rook over here at that one point. Yeah, the game ends in a draw, it looks like. Okay, and the opponent had more material left at the end than I did, since it wasn't my best move to take that rook. So I would love to say that I learned something from this puzzle, but all I learned from this puzzle is that sometimes Stockfish says you're way ahead here, but it cannot tell you, no matter how far you follow the line out, why you're ahead. The opponent's up on material. You can't checkmate them, but you end up repeating moves. I'm pretty sure. If one of you knows how you would win that game while you're down material and can't actually checkmate them down there, let me know. Whether you know or not, I do appreciate you spending your time here, and I'll see you next time.